Greetings and welcome to the Press Enterprise's Political Empire. I'm your host, Kim Pearsall with the Press Enterprise and PE.com. And we're going to be talking about the DA's union in Riverside County not supporting a proposition in California and what they're doing to fight that. And we're also going to talk about Jerry Lewis, the longtime Republican congressman who is retiring after this term, and who he's endorsed, because it's pretty surprising that he endorsed anyone. So first, death penalty fight. The union representing Riverside County's district attorneys is putting its money where its mouth is when it comes to capital punishment in California. The Riverside County Deputy District Association recently gave $5,000 to fight Proposition 34, a November ballot initiative that would repeal the death penalty and replace it with life in prison without parole. The nearly 730 inmates awaiting execution would instead serve life terms and have to work with their wages going towards victim restitution. In June, the association announced its opposition to Prop 34, saying it would endanger the public and drive up prison costs. Supporters say California's death penalty system is flawed and expensive. Prop 34 supporters, including the American Civil Liberties Union, have so far outraised opponents, though. They have nearly $4 million to back the initiative, while opponents raised just $136,000. And now we're going to talk about Jerry Lewis's endorsement of Paul Cook now that the Republican congressman is on his way out, retiring from lawmaking. He made an uncharacteristic move endorsing someone. And here to tell us a little bit more about that and why it's noteworthy is our own columnist, Cassie McDuff, who's going to give us a little insight into this. Cassie, it was pretty rare for Jerry Lewis to go out there and endorse another candidate. Is that right?
It was unusual because there are two Republicans running against each other in the 8th Congressional District. Paul Cook, who is in the state assembly, and Greg Imus, who is a former chief of staff to another state assemblyman.
And so what was the significance with him siding with Paul Cook?
Well, he cited two reasons for making this endorsement. Number one, Cook is a retired Marine Corps colonel. His experience in the military, Lewis believes, will be very helpful in making sure that defense spending is not cut in this difficult economy, that particularly to the Marine Corps base, the Marine Corps Training Center, and Fort Irwin, which are in that district, which encompasses the high desert as well as the mountains and a little bit of Highland and Yucaipa.
Now, has he made any endorsements in any other races, or does he plan to?
He is not planning to endorse in the other race, which pits two Republicans against each other, and that is more or less his home district in the San Bernardino Valley, where Gary Miller, who is a congressman serving in the West Valley, is running against a state senator, Bob Dutton. He's going to stay out of that one. It's very unusual to have these races where two Republicans are running against each other. There's another race where two Democrats are running against each other. Even in spite of the redistricting, that's the way the cookie crumbled.
True, and it's new this year. And what does he think about these new races that pit Republican versus Republican, Democrat versus Democrat? Did he have an opinion on that, a take on that?
You know, I didn't really ask his opinion of that, but it certainly puts the party leaders in a difficult position when there are two people of different parties running against each other. The Republican leaders can clearly endorse their own party fellows.
True. Well, there you have it. There's an unusual circumstance this year with the election. There are Republicans running against Republicans. And in this circumstance, Jerry Lewis, longtime Republican congressman, had endorsed one Republican in the 8th Congressional District race, and that is Paul Cook. Thank you, Cassie, for joining us today and talking to us about that. And thank you for watching another edition of Political Empire. We'll see you tomorrow.